Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Just like clockwork, we all knew that Donald Trump, your president, would use the White House shooting on yesterday to beg for money. He wants $1 billion of your tax dollars to build himself a bunker. A ballroom. Yeah, let him tell it. Yeah, fam. So, in the middle of the night, while everybody else is asleep, this dude hops on his failed Truth Social network, Truth Social, Truth Social, and begged for money. Just shamelessly begged for money. Check out what he said. Thank you to our great Secret Service and law enforcement for the swift and professional action taken this evening against a gunman near the White House who had a violent history and possible obsession with our country's most cherished structure. The gunman is dead after an exchange of gunfire with Secret Service agents near the White House gates. This event is 1 month removed from the White House Correspondents Dinner shooting and goes to show how important it is for all future presidents to get what will be the most safe and secure space of its kind ever built in Washington, D.C. The national security of our country demands it. You know, if it was really about the national security of our country, Donald Trump wouldn't be president. That's right, I said it. He wouldn't even be president. You know what I was thinking? Since he really cares about the national security of our country, how about building some bunkers at these high schools that keep getting shot up? Wouldn't that be more useful, fam? Because what are the chances of somebody penetrating the White House, and getting through all of those layers of security and killing the president? What's the chances of us having a repeated Abraham Lincoln situation, where you get shot? Well, I guess Lincoln got shot in the library. But anyway, fam, what's the chances of that happening? 0 to none. Build the bunkers at the schools. If you want to build some bunkers, you just want to talk about public safety. That's what I'm thinking, fam. And how about some gun control? Yeah, we got, let me tell you something, fam. I'm a gun advocate. I absolutely believe in guns. Yeah, man. I believe in guns. But I also believe in responsible gun ownership, right? So what they try to do is they try to scare us. They try to spook us with this gun control stuff. When you hear one side hear gun control, they go, wait a minute, you're trying to control guns. You're trying to, you're trying to control us. No, we're just trying to control. Yeah, we are trying to control guns, control the use of guns, how guns are used. And it should be about making sure that people who have their hands on guns are people that have been vetted to be responsible gun owners, right? That's what it should be about. But check this out, fam. What I'm gonna touch on this real quick, and then I'm gonna jump off of it. But how many times have we seen so-called responsible gun owners illegally kill people? So many of them, they pull out their guns. They don't even know when to shoot. They don't know when to pull out the gun. Somebody accidentally opened their door at a gas station, pow! Trying to get into the car and it's the wrong car. How many times have you went to a parking lot and you went to the wrong car? You thought it was your car and you went to the wrong car. So imagine you go to the wrong car and you reach for the door and somebody just starts shooting. Imagine going to a house, knocking on the door and it's the wrong door. Somebody pull out a gun and start shooting. Imagine turning around in somebody's driveway and they start shooting. Imagine having your music a little too loud for someone else's liking and they pull out a gun and start shooting. All of these instances, these are incidents that actually happened in the US. gun control is out of control. You dig what I'm saying? So it is a necessary thing, I do believe. But getting rid of guns altogether, hell no. Hell no. Especially since if the police got guns. If the government got guns and the police ain't gonna look, they'll never make a law in this country where the police don't have guns or the police don't have guns and Congress don't have guns. Congress is going to make sure, absolutely sure, that they're able to keep guns, but they want to take away everybody else's guns. Well, some of them do. So yeah, I'm 100% for gun control because also, it keeps the bullies in line. The bullies who might want to think that they can run up in somebody's house and just because it's a little old lady or it's one dude in the house by himself, that if 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 of them run up in there, they'll be good. Now, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all y'all go down. All y'all leaving in body bags. That's what that gun do. So responsible gun ownership. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, moving on. Back to the ballroom. We knew Trump was going to use this situation to beg for more money. We all knew that, right? I talked about it on yesterday. This dude is so predictable. He is extremely predictable. The audacity to use the office, to use our beloved Oval Office to enrich himself. They say he made about anywhere from $4 to $7 billion in the last 24 months, in the last year and a half alone. This dude has made over $4 billion in the last year and a half alone, the last 18 months alone. $4 billion, at least. And we ain't talking about that money that he stole from Venezuela when he sold the oil and he put the proceeds in a private bank account in Qatar that he controls. They don't even, look, the media don't, this is why I don't trust the media, fam. This is why I don't trust mainstream media. They don't even talk about that. They don't talk about it at all. They don't talk about it at all. What's up with that money? That was supposed to be money meant for Americans, even though it was ill-gotten. The way that he was able to get it was to justify that, hey, man, it's going to be for American people. It's going to be for the American people. I'm going to cut a stimulus check. Where's that stimulus check? Still ain't got it. Nobody should be shocked. Remember when Donald Trump said the federal government should take over DC? This is exactly what he meant. This is what he meant. He's weaponizing the DOJ to maintain power. That's what this is about. Weaponizing the DOJ to maintain power. This is cold-blooded, fam. So we all knew that he would use this as an excuse. And keep in mind too, fam, the shooting didn't even happen at the White House. The shooting happened near the White House. But there he go, just like clockwork. I'm gonna tell you something, fam. I don't even believe it was a real shooting. I think it was all staged. Yeah, I think it was staged. I think it was staged. I think the shooting in Butler, I think it was Pennsylvania. I think it was staged. I think the shooting that the guy who tried to breach the golf course, that was staged. The guy who ran through the White House Correspondents, the lobbies at the Kennedy Center, that was staged. All of this stuff is staged, man. Ain't nobody missing that much. Do you know how hard it is to stop a determined mind when you decide that you're going to go after the president, can't nobody stop that. You can't stop that. The president is not invincible. If somebody really wanted to go after the president, what's really going to stop them? I'm talking about a person who don't care if they get caught. This is the person who don't care if they get caught. This is the person who don't care if they go to jail. They don't care if they get killed. If a person is dead set on setting somebody dead, it's going to be hard to stop that. So you mean to tell me that Donald Trump has had not one, not two, not three, like 5, 6, 7 attempts on his life in one term, in just a year and a half? You really believe that? And ain't nobody, nah, man, that ain't real. You can't believe that. It's no way possible you believe that. There ain't no such thing as a Teflon Don. Anybody can be touched. It don't matter what you do for a living. It don't matter how much money you got. Anybody, and I mean anybody, can get touched. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.